Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. We've seen a lot of meta adjustments and weapon balance changes over the course of the past couple of updates, specifically with the Season 3 patch. And today, I wanted to take a look at 5 of the new fastest TTK and fastest killing weapons we have in the entire game. Of course, we got a lot of fast TTK guns because of the health and how everything works here in Warzone 2, but there's a handful of guns that really stand out in certain areas. Side note, I'm pretty sure my neighborhood is having like a lawnmower convention today, so hopefully you guys aren't hearing a ton of in the background because that's all I hear. But anyways, we're gonna start first here at the SO14 full auto version of this battle rifle in particular. Super overlooked, super underrated weapon. According to True Game Data, which is where all the stats are coming from today, this has an 815 millisecond TTK at 64 meters, which in comparison to other weapons at that distance is very, very fast. Now keep in mind, the asterisk here is that you have to have the SO14 in the full auto mode, which means its recoil is going to be a lot more noticeable, which is really what we're going to focus on here. So I got the Sack and Tread 40 first and foremost to help out that vertical and horizontal control. We're also tuning for even better recoil control. I've got the Edge 47 underbarrel. This is like my sort of preferred option. That said, lock grip precision could be really good as well. So could the Rippers. So you got options here if you want to experiment around for yourself. Always though, tuning for that better stabilization and stability. High velocity ammo, going to make it feel more consistent in the mid to long range. We're tuning for better velocity and better damage range. Now you got two options for your extended mag: 25, which is all right, but in full auto you're still going to burn through that kind of quick, or 50, which is perfectly fine and sizable for full auto, but it's a lot slower, like noticeably slower than 25. So pick your poison there. Slow but more ammo and less reloads, or faster but less ammo and more reloads, right? So keep that in mind there. Then lastly, I go for the AMOP V4, just my preferred optic here. Always use the optic that you are the most comfortable with and tune for that furthest eye position and faster ADS. But yeah, like I said, this is a super underrated weapon. People aren't paying attention to the SO14, but this thing can fry once you get the hang of it. Another weapon people overlook a ton, the RAPP. Now, this is a bit of a trickier LMG. This one has a lot more noticeable recoil than some other options like, say, the RPK or the Sacken or the HCR. But its TTK is spicy. A 749 millisecond roughly at about 51 meters is really, really good for that mid-range. And this thing really does fry over all ranges if you have your sights up and ready and you can control it. Obviously, it's an LMG, so it's super slow and its reload is abysmal and its fire rate's fast, so you're reloading often, which is why I have the 100 round mag on here. It's kind of a necessity in this case. You want to reload as little as possible, so that'll help out there. The TCG 10 rear grip is recoil control based like most of the other attachments here because, like I said, the recoil is noticeable here. It takes some time getting used to that. After you master it, you're good to go. AMOP V4 on here yet again, furthest eye position, faster ADS per usual. Edge 47 once more if you want to go for lock grip or Ripper, always use the one that you're the most comfortable with. Better stabilization, better stability on those tunes. Then lastly, the Sack and Tread 40 here as well for the better gun kick control, stabilization, and overall recoil control that it's presenting as well. So once more, very slept on weapon, one that can absolutely fry in the right hands. Now, a brand new addition to the fast TTK list is the brand new Cronen Squall, and quite frankly, you can't go wrong with this thing in any mode. It is good full auto, which is what this setup is based around. It's also good in semi-auto. According to True Game Data, full auto is going to be your most reliable option there. The recoil in full auto is a bit more noticeable, so once more you're going to have to get used to that, but if you land shots with this thing, it's going to fry. Of course, surprise, surprise, a brand new weapon is very good. Who would have thought? This setup though, really, like I said, control based, and as far as the stats go, we're looking at a 690 millisecond TTK. Nice, at 45 meters, which is perfect for mid-range, and it really is thriving over the mid to long range as well here. So optic, totally preference based. I've been running the blue dot. I mean, for close range, mid-range, long range, this works. If you want a higher zoom one, feel free to go for that. Furthest eye position, faster ADS on here per usual. 50 round drum on here. Nice, really large extended mag, going to be perfect for full auto. If you wanted to use it in semi-auto, 30 I feel like would be totally sufficient, but 50 for full auto is really nice. A little bit slower, but worth it. High velocity ammo, pretty standard here. Better velocity, better damage range for the consistency over the mid to long range. Edge 47 yet again, same spiel as always, better stability and stabilization. And then honestly, you got some options with the suppressor. Polar Fire S is going to give you really good velocity and range. We're tuning for the better velocity and ADS speed. If you wanted to go for a suppressor that offers more more recoil control, Talon would be solid for that. If you wanted a compensator straight up for recoil control, you could do that too. So you can definitely mess around and see what works well for you and what feels the best for you. But overall, I mean, like I said, the Squall is spicy. This thing absolutely obliterates everyone. Now, as we get into our last couple of options here today, quick reminder, if you guys are new to the channel or if you have not already subscribed, every day I'm your one-stop shop for literally everything you need to know about COD, whether it's news, updates, leaks, loadouts, tips, you name it, it is all right here. So feel free to hit that subscribe button and turn on those post notifications and join us on the road to 1 million subs. And if you guys enjoy the video, let me know by dropping a like on it as well. Let's try and aim for 1,500 likes on this one. We really appreciate it if we could hit that. Now, curiously enough, the RAAL did receive yet another nerf with Season 3, but the RAAL has been so powerful since day one that 3 or 4 nerfs in a row now still have it as a top TTK weapon. The thing is, now it's got way worse recoil, so this setup is like all control based, and it's not going to hit as hard as it did on day one, but still, the RAAL has got an 820 millisecond TTK at 74 meters, and as you go further out, 80, 90, 100 meters, that TTK is very slowly dropping off. There's no steep, harsh drop-offs like that. This thing is unreal. The power is unmatched, quite frankly, when it comes to Warzone 2. But like I said, we're going all out control here. So aim op V4 for the optic, furthest eye position, and faster ADS. Stip 40 rear grip, better control, tunes to enhance that even more. Dune underbarrel, better steadiness, so that's all general recoil control, tunes for the stability and stabilization. Shred CP90, as much as I would love to use a suppressor in this case, this is going to be your best bet for control in most cases, so gun kick control and stabilization helping out with vertical and horizontal there. Then lastly, the Rhino barrel as well. I would love to have high velocity on here, but this is going to help out with control, which is so clutch now because there is a lot of bounce on this thing, also some better velocity. We got the better damage range and the better recoil steadiness on there too, so a lot of control to make it a lot more usable. If you land your shots with the RAAL, nothing can compete with this thing one-on-one. And then lastly, this one might come as a surprise too, the Tempus Torrent, and this actually caught quite a few nerfs with the Season 3 update, but even so, the mid-range on this thing is just so lethal. We're looking at a 632 millisecond TTK at 42 meters, which in comparison to other top TTK weapons like what we featured on this video and some other options that didn't quite make the list, is ridiculously fast. And then over range, even though it's going to be a little bit worse than it was pre-Season 3, the thing is still very good. A little bit higher skill gap though, because obviously this is a semi-auto gun, but you might notice the trend. A lot of weapons that are like this oftentimes have really good TTKs because they are higher risk, higher reward. Now for my semi-auto guns, I really like the 3.4 optic. It's just nice and clean for the mid-range and the long range, furthest eye position and faster ADS here. 30 round mag, if you wanted to go for 50 you could, but I don't feel like that's totally necessary with semi-auto, so 30 to me just is like completely fine. That's gonna get the job done, no questions asked. Edge 47 underbarrel per usual. The stabilization here is obviously going to be huge. Better stability and stabilization on the tunes as well. Polar Fire S suppressor, better range, better velocity, clutch for the long range, better velocity and ADS speed on there. Then I also go for the Outreach 4 barrel. This is going to be better velocity and better range, two very solid pros there. That said, if you wanted straight up velocity and you're not too concerned about the range, you could drop the barrel or even the underbarrel and throw on high velocity ammo as well. Like, there's no real wrong answer there. Feel free as always to tweak things to fit your play style and your needs a little bit more. These are just the general recommendations in certain areas. But that being said, those are the top 5 fastest and best TTK weapons in Warzone 2 Season 3. All absolute melt machines. And you really got a lot of different options here, a lot of diversity in how the weapons perform and feel, so plenty of options. That's gonna wrap things up. If you guys enjoyed, let me know by dropping a like on the video, and if you're new here, feel free to hit that subscribe button, turn on those post notifications to always stay up to date with everything going on in COD. But once again, thank you so much for tuning in, and until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.